This episode is sponsored by Crate. And now, if you use the promo code SECRETPOD, you won't save 10% on your first order, you will save 20% on your first order. So if you're a paranormal or cryptozoology lover, go to cryptidcrate.com and use the promo code SECRETPOD. And that'll save 20% on your first order. cryptidcrate.com.
You are about to listen to After Dark with the Secret Transmission Podcast. No research and no particular topics.
We'll go ahead and just jump into it. Welcome to After Dark. I am kind of the host of this. I'm Toby. Introduce yourselves, everyone.
Rudy.
Kristen.
Tyler.
And possibly Reagan.
Just say yes.
The
Yeah,
little
happen.
sister is sitting in the room, and she might be talking in a minute. So, Tyler has to run here in a minute, so I'm going to quickly bring this up to him and ask him what he knows about it.
Oh, God.
How do you say Chile, but like Chilean?
Chilean.
The Chilean Navy declassifies. Jesus Christ, why can't I? Declassifies inexplicable UFO footage after 2-year investigation.
Oh, I've seen this.
Explain it,
It's
Tyler.
so cool.
All I know about Chile is they have kind of the same flag as Texas.
All I know about Chile is it's delicious with crackers.
Oh, yeah? Tell me about it.
That was a bad joke. I'm sorry, everyone.
Terrible
Okay,
joke.
but have you seen this footage yet?
No, I have not.
I feel like I need
It's intense, dude. Yeah.
Where's my phone?
They put this up to the public?
Yes.
Yeah.
They finally released it because they were basically just like, we don't know what it is.
Can you guys help out? Is basically what they did, and it's really cool.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, watch that video, Tyler, and tell me what you think. So what did you think of it, Rudy?
It's pretty spectacular if it's legit.
And then they just didn't know what it was?
Right. Because is this the one where at one point it actually goes into the ocean and then comes back out? It slides under for a few minutes.
It's been a little while because this has been a good month.
This is the one with the IR footage, right? Or infrared or
Yeah.
yeah.
Why is it leaving behind the stream?
Yeah, it does leave a little stream behind, doesn't it?
Big stream. What is it?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Well, it's infrared. I mean, if it's got any kind of exhaust or anything like that, you're going to be able to see it on the infrared.
They're wondering. No, this isn't the same one I'm thinking. They're wondering what in the hell they're dumping into the atmosphere.
Oh, is this a different video?
No, that's the one I've seen. I'm talking about the one. Yeah,
It just stops. No.
the one where it goes in the water.
Oh, yeah.
That's a different video, but that one, yeah, that one's bizarre.
What do you know about this, Tyler? It says Navy in it, so obviously you're connected.
I don't remember Tyler being part of the Chilean Navy.
Yeah,
Well-
I only did the United States. I mean, I have met I have met Chilean Navy people, but they never told me about that.
And that was apparently that footage is from 2 years ago. So
That's probably about the time I actually met them.
yeah, see? What do you know?
Yeah.
Nothing. At all.
Some kind of secret op.
So, and before we started recording, real quick before you have to skedaddle, tell us about your the chimeras.
So a couple days ago, they just finished up testing on a new, they're pigs that are growing human. Organs, so we can use them for transplants.
So,
Which is weird because they already used pigs insides for human.
But now these very
Transplants.
exact human DNA replicas,
Weird.
which
so is it something that's actually going to be born? It's going to be a pig with human body parts, but it's going to be born. It's going to breathe. It's not like it's
correct. They haven't had any grow to full term yet. This will be the first one.
Okay, but it is a success as of right now?
As of right now.
That's scary.
Very interesting. I hope the pig comes out like really smart. That would be awesome.
I mean,
gonna be
well,
spider
pigs
pig.
are already smart. My mom has a pig. And that stupid thing, I say stupid, it's a smart son of a bitch. It really is. It's a big motherfucker, too. Have you seen it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's bigger than a dog. It's huge. And it's, she said it was supposed to be, what would she say?
It's a miniature pig.
She said it's a miniature pig.
And
But
it's a
they say that
full-blown
miniature
pig.
pigs are only miniature depending on how you feed them, is what your mom says.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a pig.
I don't know. I mean, you can feed a miniature dog, though, the same amount and it still says mini.
So with the pigs, when do they expect this to be? Now, is it impregnated into another pig, or is it like being grown in a test tube?
You know, I wasn't really sure about that on the article I was reading. I've read a couple, but they weren't like. They didn't go into specifics on how the pig was being born. It was more like this is happening.
Crazy. I mean, because if it's
I've talked about it before that they use that CRISPR-9 gene editing tool or whatever, the one that they were talking about, like where they're going to be able to change like hair color, fix like any like
birth defects and stuff.
yeah,
like
stuff like that. They're using that same thing to put these human organs
yeah.
into pigs.
That's interesting.
That's scary. It's very scary. I think it is, anyways. So, do you need to leave?
Yep.
Okay.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, Tyler. Reagan, pull up the chair. Here she comes.
She's not talking.
She's gonna say something.
She's shaking her head now.
Say something. Just say hi. That way people know that you exist and that we're not just making you up. Just say hi. Look at the microphone. Say hi.
Hi.
Ah! First podcast. Good job. This is my baby sister. Anyways, okay, so I've got some other topics.
Okay.
Usually we don't come to the table with topics. This is usually just us free for all in it. So I wanted to not free for all at this time.
All right. What
have,
you got?
Have you heard Russia is to ban cigarettes for anyone born after 2015?
No.
If you have been born before 2015, you are grandfathered in to buy cigarettes legally. After that, they're going to slowly start banning them.
So people born last year are no go on cigarettes
At all. So if you were born in... I'm assuming 2015 was the cutoff year.
Right.
So 2015 and back. But, yeah, that would mean in 70 years or so, smoking cigarettes would be completely illegal in Russia.
Wow.
Because you got to think, you got to let at least the people from 2015 to grow up, grow old, die. So give it 100 years,
Right.
and there shouldn't be any cigarettes in Russia.
Well, that won't. You say, give it 70 years, but that's not going to stop an older generation from buying for a younger generation. If they
Well,
want.
by 100 years, there shouldn't be anyone in that 2015 range still buying cigarettes, so they should be completely banned to where the production of them would be illegal too, right?
True.
Because there's no need for... That's why I say 70 to 100 years. 70 years, you should be cut down to only a fourth of the production.
But people will find a way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's always a way.
I don't think that that's going to last. Because you got to think, within the next 100 years, laws and politics are going to change.
True.
So...
Hell, in the next 10 years, laws and politics
Yeah,
will change,
exactly.
so-
Just, like, they may change their mind 15, 20 times on this new policy before it even goes into effect and actually affects anyone.
Right.
So
Right.
this may be something for Russians to worry about or not worry about, as long as they got their vodka, right?
Yeah, you get rid of vodka, there'd be war. There'd be a civil war like there's no other.
Civil War, yeah. So another topic I had, and this isn't really conspiracy or anything like that, but I thought it was fun. Have you heard of the Black Knight satellite?
Oh, yeah.
So I want to do an episode on that soon.
Okay.
But I wanted to. I watched a video, not too long ago, about the Cloverfield movies.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard about this conspiracy? Well, conspiracy theory. The theory of the Cloverfield universe,
Right.
is that the Black Knight satellite has a big part in that universe.
Is it because at the end of Cloverfield that meteorite crashes into the ocean?
See, I can't remember all of the theory now because it's been a couple of days since I wrote this note down. But it had something to do with the Black Knight satellite was basically babysitting the monster that comes out of the water. It hatched early.
Oh, okay.
And so what they're saying is that hatched early caused the Cloverfield movie to happen, right?
Right.
So the Black Knight satellite transmitted back to home base or whatever and said, hey, one of the eggs hatched early, the humans defeated it, is what you're supposed to believe. Is
Right.
that we defeated it. So Cloverfield Lane, spoilers, big spoilers, I'm sorry, everyone. If you haven't seen these movies, but Cloverfield Lane is supposed to be the aftermath of Cloverfield. Like, that has happened, and that's
Right.
a couple months down the... Maybe it's years, I don't remember. But that's the alien invasion coming to check on the rest of their babies or something like that. That's just a film theory. It's not like a set in stone by the director or anything like that.
Well, I think what is set in stone is Abrams has come out and said the monster was defeated in the first movie, and that the universe is the same.
Yes, it is the same universe.
Right.
Hopefully we'll see more.
Now, apparently, you can get on the web and you can actually find like pre-stuff for Cloverfield.
So there's like
They have an entire backstory.
It's amazing.
It
I
is.
I wish I would have saved the link to this.
I wish they would have done that as a movie too.
Well, okay, so there's apparently going to be... Okay, so each movie has a specific company that's like the movie's about or something like that. Like in the Cloverfield Lane, the company that man worked for is involved somehow in what's going on in the second movie. And if you go to their website, it shows him as like employee of the month or something.
Right.
And it's crazy. If I can find it, I'm going to put the link in the description of this episode. Because if you like the Cloverfield movies, it's a rabbit hole, and it's a well thought out rabbit hole of like, you can find his personal the main character of Cloverfield Lane. You can find his website that he had with his daughter, so they could chit chat.
Right.
That because I guess his wife took her away or something like that, and you have to actually click on specific things from the movie that gave hints. I don't know. It's really, really in depth, and it's really, really cool.
Right.
But apparently, if they do another movie, it's going to take part from the third part of the company because it's like a big company with other companies.
Yeah, there's the main company, and then there's like 3 or 4 subsidiaries.
Yeah,
that go along with it.
So the next movie would be about one of the other ones.
Right. It's like one part of it owns oil platforms.
Yes.
When
yes.
one,
okay,
one
that's
part
what the
of it,
first
one
one
part
was.
of it owns,
Didn't they drill into it by accident, and that's what hatched it?
And one part owns an energy drink company.
Yep.
That has created like a super addictive energy drink that nobody can figure out what it's made from.
Yeah. See,
it's kind of like Sploosh from
Futurama.
Yeah. And then there's a couple other companies. Yeah, you're right. There's a couple companies involved with the. It's like Takashi Group or Incorporated something. It was a Japanese company though.
Yeah, no, it's really in depth.
It is. The backstory is more interesting than I think than the movies.
Now, I know we're not like a movie review podcast. What did you think of Cloverfield Lane? I know it's an old movie, and we're...
Oh, wait, Cloverfield or Cloverfield Lane? Cloverfield Lane's pretty recent.
Yeah, well, I mean...
I thought they were both really good.
I liked them both, too. But Cloverfield Lane had me believing... Spoiler. Have you seen it, Reagan?
I know one.
You have seen it? Okay, so you know what we're talking about. We're not spoiling shit for you. She talked again. again. So,
If you're lucky, we'll get another word or two.
Yeah.
beforehand.
I liked the whole time. I was like, okay, this is going to connect to the Cloverfield universe. I just knew it was.
Right.
And then it almost seemed like he was just crazy and had them in the cellar thing or the bunker for just because he was crazy. And I got to the point when she takes off the radiation mask that she makes herself. I was like, damn, she flushed the toilet.
Sorry, it's habit.
It's okay. But I really thought, like, damn, they didn't connect the universe. It's... You know what I'm saying? Like, I was really shocked. Like, I was like, no way. This is how it's going to end.
The thing is, though, they do connect the universe on that website. Because apparently, if you look into that website more, the guy that helps build the bunker is referencing to his girlfriend in New York.
Oh, yeah.
There's conversation, and there's actually a series of videos from her about her missing boyfriend, who is now trapped in this bunker with this guy.
I don't know.
They do a whole lot.
See, my whole thing was I didn't think there was any aliens at all, or any kind of invasion. So I was like, oh, okay, so it's not going to connect with Cloverfield,
Right?
And as soon as that first alien came out, I was like, oh, this fucking blew my mind because with the twist of him bringing other girls that look like his daughter down there, like I was like, this guy's just fucking wacko. So I don't know. It was a good movie. I thought.
I thought so too. I thought it was good.
Not one of the best, but it was it was a fun ride.
The universe itself is interesting, in my opinion, especially the online one. If you've seen the movies and you're like, why do they think these are so good? Read the backstories.
Yeah.
Behind the companies and Cloverfield and Cloverfield Lane.
You have to give a film writer a lot of credit for not just putting a movie out there. Like, because if you just watch Cloverfield, it's like he just threw a monster flick together.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's just a giant monster movie.
But the reason that it's amazing now is because if you find out that there is all this crazy backstory that's not even included in the movies,
right?
It makes it that much better.
Which all of that backstory was being built up, leading to the release of the original.
Yeah.
Online, you can find all this stuff online.
Right.
If you find that website, throw it in the description somewhere.
It was just a YouTuber was doing it all, so
right.
I didn't have to do any of it. That's why I've even found out about it because I was like, Cloverfield theory, huh? I'm interested. So I don't know. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a really neat little theory. I think I've seen that same video you did too. So I went to the website and looked at it. Man,
yeah,
it's fucking cool.
There's so many little backdoor things that you can do, like click on stuff. I don't know. It's cool.
And another thing Abrams did say about the monster in the first movie, he did say that think of it as a baby looking for its mother.
Yes.
So that really puts things into perspective too.
There was a manga. Did you know that they had a manga of it? It's not canon, but it's supposed to like give you an idea of I can't remember what the guy was saying about it, but there is a non-canon Cloverfield manga,
right?
And it may not be called Cloverfield. It may have a different title, but it's still part of his stuff.
And another thing that Abrams did say is there was a big theory that the monster was an alien, because at the end of the first movie you see the asteroid or that meteor or whatever crash into the ocean.
Right.
The very last home video clip.
Yeah.
Abrams has already said, don't take that to heart. We threw that in there just because, in case we wanted to do something with the story.
Right.
He goes, but we didn't do anything with the story involving that meteor crash, so that meteor crash is nothing. It was just an added little thing they put in there for giggles, in case they wanted to do something different with the story, and they never did.
Yeah, not enough movies do things in a movie just because it's just a coincidence. That would be cool to see more coincidences in movies, like,
So in this case, it was, according to Abrams, it was just an added little thing they did. It meant nothing, and they would have said, You know what I've always wanted to see in a movie, and you see it.
I've only seen it in one movie. It's called The Protector. And I can't remember who the main actor is in The Protector, but there's a scene where he's in the airport.
Okay.
The main character is, and he's walking through the airport, and he's got his bags, and he's looking around, and he bumps into someone, and he gets in his kung fu ready to pounce on this guy's ass position.
Yeah.
And the other guy's Jackie Chan.
Oh.
And they just kind of have a face off, and they just kind of look each other up and down, and then they just carry on with their business. What I've always wanted to see is the flip side of that. Like, I wanted to see that scene show up in a Jackie Chan movie. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like two
yeah.
universes crossed just for a split second. I've always thought that would be a really, really cool idea. So, like, what my thought process was, what if that meteor was something to do with a whole different movie? You know, like, I don't know, just...
I got you. I see what you're
11-11, make a wish.
11-11, make a wish. Are you supposed to hold your breath? I'm not going to do silence. I won't do that. Do y'all do that?
What? I just make a wish.
No, just make a wish. That's too much. You can die holding your breath.
I always heard that it was, like, if the time is, like, 11-11, 1-11,
What if you hold
10-10?
your breath and somebody else at 11-11's wishing that you would die? And then you die. That'd suck.
That's an unfortunate...
That's a real shitty wish to wish on someone.
Yeah.
People wish worse. I mean...
Oh, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, so y'all don't hold y'all's breath on the Make-A-Wish thing?
I don't. It's too risky.
Oh. Have you ever... Okay, so a couple of years ago, I had a really weird...
No, because you got to think about it. Whenever you really want something to happen, what do people usually say? Don't hold your breath.
Oh. Bringing the superstition into it.
Yeah, we already talked about that.
That's why my wishes never come true, because I hold my breath.
There you go.
So,
Boom.
a couple of years ago, I kept seeing... Oh, I wish I could remember what it was called, because I looked it up because it was freaking me out for like months and months straight. Every time I looked at a clock, it would be like 2:22, 3:33. Like, I just would always look at a clock, and it would be one of those, like, 11:11.
Jim carrying it over there.
12:12. You know, something that was just, like, a weird repeating number or something, and it was freaking me out. And I looked something up about it, and God, I wish I could remember what it was called right now. But apparently there's a paranormal theory of, and I don't believe this, I'm just saying what I read, that it's either angels or demons watching over you, and they basically would tap your shoulder to make you like look at a clock or something, just to tease you that they were there.
Oh, I like
and
that.
like
Devil, get behind me.
like, you know, when you're driving down the road, like how light lamps will flicker and stuff over you and they'll go out. That's supposed to be another.
No, that does not happen to me.
That happens to me all the time.
Mm-mm.
Have you ever had that happen?
What?
We're just gonna have to
Like-
light post go on?
X-nay
Yeah.
this relationship,
Couple
eh?
times. Not all the time. I'd never thought anything of it. I was just like, somebody needs to change that light bulb out. Shit's
Well-
getting
Oh yeah, the
weird.
city gets real behind on that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Those
do.
things are like solar powered. No.
Well, see, I've also read that they like. I don't know. I'm not an electrician or anything, but I've read that like they get too hot, so they'll turn off to cool off.
Shut your mouth. Is this about to go into some weird little shit that you always do? Like, I'm just that hot. Like when you're driving underneath it and it turns
will
off.
now. That's my dad
Jeez.
joke for
Way
that,
to, way to
huh?
inflate that ego.
Yeah.
Kristen. Good job.
They call me Sexy Toby.
I'm not here for nothing.
That's right. DBJ.
So no, like but that's also supposed to be the telltale signs of an angel or a demon watching you, is when the lights flicker on you and stuff like that.
My sister has this really weird thing. So if you see like one light, like on a car, my sister, for as long as I can remember, has always like kissed her hand and touched the roof, and she said that's like a sign of an angel too.
Really?
When a car's coming at you and only has one light on.
Huh.
I don't know where that comes from.
Not that I believe in my little thing. I'm just saying, like, that's...
She's
If
always
it-
done that.
If anyone's ever heard of any of these, message us on Twitter at Secret Trans
Well,
Pod.
here's
and
another
let us
one.
know if you have any weird things like
Yeah,
that
I'm
ever
always
happen.
kind of curious
Speaking
about other
of,
people's
like,
weird little
like
rituals
wishes,
they
Yeah.
Like, so if you're wearing a necklace and the clasp actually is like right next to the charm at the end, and say if somebody walks up to you and moves your necklace around,
They get your good luck.
They steal your wish, is what it's.
Yeah.
But if you like kiss it and you grab it and then you pull it up, then that's like you're getting your good luck and wish.
I think you brought that up in our Superstition episode once a long time ago, but yeah, you got
My family's full of it now that you think of it. Full of shit. No, I'm just kidding.
I wish people would chime in on this, because the reoccurring seeing like 11:11, 12:12, whatever, or
Yeah, because I don't know where she would have got that, like kissing her hand and touching the roof when you see one light, because none of my mom didn't do that or anything. But my mom was real superstitious, not unless I just don't remember it.
I literally had to look up like what the meaning of that was, because it was happening so often that it felt weird. Like anytime, months. It was happening for months, every day, 2 or 3 times a day, and it shouldn't have happened that many times a day. Just glancing at your phone, it should. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. The odds of it being a reoccurring pattern number or something like that, or
I wouldn't have the reoccurring number, but there was a time where I would look up and it would be the same time every time.
ooh, see, yeah, like stuff like that,
Like every day.
But see, so I had to look that up because it was just getting to where it was like really weird,
Right.
and that's what it said. And that the only reason I heard the light post thing was because, or saw that, was because I looked up that, and it was there's like 3 or 4 other things for angels or demons to be tapping on you to like tease you, but I don't remember them.
Mine was like 10:15. Didn't matter. Either AM or PM.
Yeah.
No matter what I was doing. Anytime I went to check my phone, look at the clock, whatever, 10:15. I was like, this is getting so weird. I'm tired of this.
So I know Reagan won't say it, but she was telling us off microphone about she has things fall around her.
Gee, Reagan, tell us a story. Give us an example that doesn't involve Toby's house 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. That's what I was kind of building up to.
Yeah.
So Reagan was telling us that, she'll be sitting there doing her makeup, and stuff will just fall off her desk, counter, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? What kind of stuff?
Yeah, like what kind of stuff, Reagan?
Just random, like makeup or anything on my desk or anything just falls off.
Yeah.
Nothing that could roll off either. Like not a pin or something sturdy that just falls.
And you're not like banging anything around. or
You're not shaking the desk,
Nope.
slamming windows or doors.
sneezing
Coughing.
furiously.
No.
So stuff just falls off. Do lights ever flip on and off?
No.
Okay, so it's just something.
Speaking of which, I do have lights flicking on and off at my house now ever since the fucking Ouija board episode. I'll walk past the bathroom, light will be on. Like, this is bullshit. I'll walk out into the living room, there's a light on. Like, why? Why are you doing this? This is late at night. There's no one else up.
Zozo.
Fuck Zozo.
I wouldn't
We
say
shut-
that. You should bow to Zozo right now.
Zozo can stop messing with my electric bill. Okay?
When Zozo's paying a portion of
Yeah,
it,
when
she
Z-
can flip them
Yeah,
on.
exactly. When Zozo's giving me a little bit of that cash for that electricity, then yeah, Zozo can do whatever the hell she wants. But until then, or he, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't either. But yeah, no, Reagan was standing here and talking to us during one of our breaks of our last episode, and something just jumped off my shelf. No one provoked it. No one.
Sack of Pokemon cards you have up there.
Yeah, it is a sack of Pokemon cards.
Just fell off the shelf.
Yeah.
No reason.
So now this house has been known for stuff jumping off the
I was
walls.
gonna say your Frankenstein fell off the shelf that one day.
I think that was an After Dark too, huh? Anytime we do an After Dark, it seems like
I'm gonna say, wasn't that the Ouija episode?
Mm-hmm.
was
Okay,
it?
yeah, that was when we were recording Ouija.
I don't know.
There was a lot of bad juju up here that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't know if I've talked to. I'm sure early in that ghost episode that we did a while back, a long time ago, over a year ago now, with Evan and Tina. My mom's house when I was a teenager, we would hear banging in the garage. And okay, so the garage was not attached to the house. It was attached to the house, but there was not a door that led from inside to the garage.
Mm-hmm.
You had to literally go outside, and there was the garage door open at the front, and there was a door at the back. So that's the only two ways in to the garage. And you could hear my friends would stay the night, and like they would sleep on the couch or whatever, because we were manly men, didn't want to sleep in the same room, and they would come into my room and be like, "Fuck that, not sleeping on the couch."
Right.
And I'd be like, "What?" There's knocking, there's banging. So, and I'm witness to it. You could be sitting on the couch, and it had to be dark. It wouldn't do it during the day, not that I remember anyway. And you could hear just banging on the door or on the wall, because the living room and then the garage is right there.
Right.
And if you were sitting on the couch that was up against that wall, you could just hear stuff just like, I don't know, it was so weird.
You know what you should do during this portion of it when we're talking about ghosts? You should add little weird sounds
Ooh, yeah.
in the audio, just randomly.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Little whispers.
That's
little
right.
Whispers.
It was
That's
funny.
all it is. It's saying whispers.
It was funny because the last time we recorded, I was telling you the my episode that I had at work,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden this window right here started whistling. 'Cause
Oh,
it was,
yeah.
it was cracked a little bit,
Yeah.
and you were like, "I never opened that window. Why the hell's that window open? It should not be whistling." And like you and Tyler were like all freaking out about it.
Yeah.
I'm just giggling over there.
We
Where's
did-
that whistling coming from?
Yeah.
What is that sound? You guys get so paranoid when we start talking about ghost
it's
stuff.
because
though.
I've had experiences, and like you were talking about the lights and stuff at that same house. I could walk out of my room, turn off the light, go into the living room, and then walk back into going towards my room or going to the restroom or something, and the light would be flipped on, and I'd be like, "Mom, did you turn on my light?"
Right.
And this is the same house that we actually got a Ouija board out, and one of my friends is recording us from we're on the floor, and he's
Right.
recording us from above, and I've got the tape, but it's on a high 8 video cassette tape. So if anyone knows how to play a high 8 video cassette, I could go through the footage and find it one
Right.
day. But anyways, he's recording, and you can't hear it very well on the audio, but there's a bang, which would be from my mom's room. And we freak out, and he sits down, and he's because we're sitting there. The planchette falls off the board, and you hear that bang. And my friend Luke, who was recording, goes, "I'm going to sit down." And he sits down, and the video, he stops recording, and we got up and ran out of my room and into the living room, and my mom was sitting at the computer, because we had a computer in the living room. And we were like, "Were you in the bedroom?" And she was like, "No. We didn't have any cats. We didn't have any inside pets. We didn't have any pets at the time."
Right.
So that was always a mystery. And then if you go listen to that ghost episode story, my mom has a very wicked story of what happened to my brother. It's when he was a young baby, and he had really bad breathing problems. It's a really spooky story, so go back and listen to that.
I'm pretty sure my parents' house is haunted.
Really?
I am almost definitely positively sure.
Why do you say that?
Because one of the biggest things is the back door, we constantly hear it open and shut.
Ooh.
But nobody walks in, nobody's walked out. And it could be just me sitting there, it could be my parents just sitting there, and it just you hear it's very distinct sound. You once you hear it, you don't forget what it sounds like.
Our front door has a very distinct noise too. It makes a
Right.
weird squeak swoosh
Like
noise.
yeah, like a shuffle.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a little swoosh or shuffle. This, okay, the other night, walk into the kitchen, grab some water. Dad comes out and he goes, "Hey, what are you doing outside?" And I go, "I've been in my room the whole time. I'm not outside." So the next day, my mom
Says
tells
the guy
me...
who goes out in the field in a clown suit.
Shut up. So the next day, my mom tells me, she goes, "Let me elaborate. Here's what we heard. We heard somebody walk through the kitchen, walk out the door,
Ooh, so footsteps are
Yeah.
involved.
open up and shut a car door, walk back in. That was it.
Do you have any neighbors?
No. Not within
a good distance.
Yeah, because they live kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So it's, and I'm thinking, I was in my room the whole time, and she tells me that story, and I'm like, no, that definitely was not me. I had no reason to go outside.
Right. Ooh.
Yeah, but it's like that all the time over there. So I don't even let it bother me anymore.
you just deal with it.
Yeah, really.
I mean,
it's like, oh, a light's on, knock it off.
I think that's the best way to deal with it. But I mean, now if you got stuff like Keith Linder, remember the Washington State Poltergeist
with the
guy?
666. Okay. Did
Who's
we ever
that
talk about
positive,
did we ever talk about on air
that
what
stuff
the
happens?
Who's that? What? Our dogs are going nuts.
Yeah, they are. Let's see what it is. Maybe they're just playing.
I wonder if that picked up on the audio.
It probably did. Come here, kitty. Don't go out there.
That's really creepy that we were talking about ghosts and
now the dogs freak out.
and the dogs are going nuts.
I really have to pee, and I'm really scared to go pee. And then I have to drive home in the dark, and I'm really scared
By
to do
yourself?
that. By myself.
What are they doing? Oh, so is this a dog fight? we run a dog fight ring, so
No, we don't. No, they don't. No, they don't.
But no, like Keith Linder, he said he tried to ignore and just like live with it, and it would get worse and worse because it wanted acknowledgement of whatever it is.
Did we ever talk about on air what that chemical was? Because I know he had it analyzed.
Yeah, it came back as which if you're not familiar with what we're talking about, go listen to. Wow, this is the go back and listen to episode.
Throwback episode of the After Dark.
Go listen to the Washington State Poltergeist interview with Keith Linder. It's the case that was on. What was the show that it was on?
Wasn't
Ghost Hunters?
No, it was like a couple of paranormal shows I'd never really heard of before.
I thought it was on like the big one, and they pretty much tried to say it was. They debunked it, I guess. I don't know, but anyways, he had some weird 666 writing and some weird drawings on his walls and on his closet doors, and
one of them said like Die Keith or Die with his initials.
Die KL.
Yeah, Die KL. Yeah.
On a card.
Right.
That was hammered into the thing that wasn't there before.
Weren't his Bibles combusting?
Yeah, his Bibles were being caught on fire.
Right. But the chemicals was like sulfur and something else, wasn't it?
It was animal char bones. Or something like that.
Okay.
We need to get him on soon and do an update.
Yeah, that'd be
because
kind of cool.
It's been a good while since.
And he'd since moved out.
And he had a few experiences I know of.
But nothing major like he used to.
He used to tag us all the time every time he would post a new video. And he posts. I know he still posts a lot of videos. I check in on it every so often.
Right.
But I don't know if he's I know he's still finding footage. Like he's still finding evidence from his old home footage that he had. So if you ever get a chance, go look for Keith Linder. I'll put his YouTube in the links on this too. So
the one with the chairs.
Oh, that one still freaks me out.
That one's cool. I like that one.
Actually, if you do go listen to that episode, go watch our YouTube version of it because I actually put the videos in where we talked about it.
Right.
So you can kind of get the reference of it.
Some good stuff.
So I got another topic we can bring up to get off all the spooky stuff. And
I like the spooky stuff.
Well, I want to bring up our favorite.
Ooh, what's that?
Mandela.
Oh my god.
So people on Twitter may have noticed that I freaked out because I thought there was a Michael Jackson Mandela. So I watched this is why you can't just watch a video without doing any kind of research yourself. Someone was like, the Smooth Criminal song, that the lyrics had changed. And it now says, you've been hit by a smooth criminal.
Right.
But I remembered it, and so did this guy as, you've been struck by a smooth criminal.
It's not struck by?
It is, and it isn't. there's one part of the song where he says, you've been hit by, and then the other part he says, you've been hit by, you've been struck by.
So it's both.
It's both. But this guy only does the one where it's you've been hit by, and made a whole video about it, and had me going along with it, and me freaking out. And I took to Twitter and was like, oh my God, it's changed. Right. And then I listened to the album version. So I still haven't fully done the research to see if the video version says it 2 different times. But I know for a fact the album version says it 2 different times, and I don't know about the music video version, is what I mean. So that's one Mandela Effect, that update that I need to give. So when someone says that that's a Mandela Effect, they're wrong.
Right. Don't
fall for it. Do the minimal amount of research and figure these things out, people. Don't
if they can be figured out.
Don't fool me and get me all rowdy about it.
I got one. You remember when we were researching Mandela, you were like, when did this theory but that Jackie Kennedy assassinated come about?
Yeah.
Because of the footage, the way the footage looks now. My mother actually got a hold of me 2 days ago and goes, have you seen this? And I was like, what? And it was basically the footage of Jackie Kennedy where it looks like she's the one pulling the trigger.
Right.
And she goes, I've never seen this video before. And I go, this is what we talked about on Mandela right here.
And the JFK episode. I think we brought it up on both throwbacks.
Because we kind of had to. We kind of had to bring it up on JFK because of the 6 to 4. Yeah, the 6 person to 4 person. And all these different theories that have suddenly popped up that Jackie did it and all these other stuff.
So for anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about there was an old conspiracy theory for the JFK assassination that the driver leaned back and over his shoulder shot JFK in the head.
Right.
That is if there is 4 seats in the car. Now that we live in the Mandela-verse where things have changed, there's 6 seats, so that is no longer possible for the driver to kind of just turn over his shoulder and shoot the
Not
president.
without 2 other people witnessing it.
Right. So the new theory is Jackie does it, his wife, First Lady. And I don't believe in that one, but it looks pretty damning if you squint your eyes and tilt your head.
Right.
Why not? But that's what has taken the place of the original. The driver did it.
Right. And the fact that his head kicks back,
where her hand is and everything.
Right.
It's really shady looking.
It is.
I wouldn't want to pin that on Jackie.
But the thing is, the side of his head blows off too.
Right.
Which I don't know very much about trajectories.
Trajectory.
But it doesn't seem logical the way his head pops off and where her hand would be.
Right. And also, isn't part of the theory that when she reaches back to the Secret Service man that she slides him the gun or something like that?
Well, if you watch it, it looks like she shoves something between the cushions.
Is that what it is?
Of the thing. But she's supposed to be reaching back there to scoop brains up. But yeah, I'd never seen some of this video until we started talking about Mandela, and I was blown away.
I still get people will randomly comment on our Mandela stuff on YouTube.
Right.
And we just had one recently where someone, where we sat down and recorded us actually watching the Wizard of Oz footage.
Yeah.
People freak out about that still. They're like, why does he have a gun? And I still feel like that can be debunked as us just not remembering. As weird as that one is, because we're talking about the scarecrow with the pistol in his hand.
Right.
It's very easily explained that they were at the Wizard of Oz. There's a cutscene after the lion jumps through the window. So they armed up is my best theory, and no one remembers it because it's such a weird short scene of them actually having weapons.
Because they got their task from the wizard
to kill the witch.
Oh, have you heard the latest theory that the good witch, Glinda the Good Witch, is actually the one behind everything, and that she's basically taken everyone else out to become the ultimate power in Oz?
Really?
Yeah.
Now, I did start reading a book a long time ago, but I never finished it, and I want to say it had to do with something like that. I think it's called No. In the book that I was reading, Dorothy took over.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's called like Die Dorothy Die or something like that. It was pretty cool from how far I got into it.
But there's a couple. For some reason, this theory is gaining a lot of traction online.
Yeah.
That Glinda the Good Witch is actually not really a good witch. She's just manipulating everyone.
Really?
And she's killing off all the other sources of power in Oz. And she basically, if you look at the end of the movie, she's it.
I like that. Well, okay, so at the end of the movie, one witch is smushed at the very beginning that was wearing the ruby red slippers, and then there's another witch. If there's north, east, south, and west, there's got to be one more witch.
We don't know what happened to South, though, because Glinda's the Good Witch of the North, I think.
Yeah, see, I can't remember which direction was which.
Because Wicked Witch of the West.
Wicked Witch of the West, and the good one is from the north.
And the East one got smashed, but we never really hear anything about the Southern Witch.
Ooh, I'd love to see
that bitch is off partying.
I'd love to see like a grim take on.
She got taken out before the show even started.
Like one more movie, a real grim and gritty, like what happened after Dorothy leaves and the politics.
Because think about it, the wizard's gone. He got on the balloon, took off.
Mm-hmm.
Where's nothing left but the Good Witch?
Now I want to read that damn book that I was reading.
Right.
Because it wasn't so bad. I got to figure out what it was called now. I was trying to look up on my shelf to see if I could remember it.
If you can find videos on it, it's a really cool theory, and it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And so it'd be kind of a dark take on a good character.
Huh.
You know, like the ruby slippers. She knew the whole time they were magical. Why give them to Dorothy and not tell her that that's her way home?
Right.
Why send her on this entire journey? The entire journey was just to take out the wizard and the other witch.
Damn, that bitch smart.
Must be exhausting for you to watch movies.
Me?
Yes.
It is. It is. I overanalyze this shit from now on.
I do too.
It's tough.
I kill Kristen, but I also overanalyze like how bad the acting is and like why are they doing this?
Oh my god!
Because it's a goddamn movie. That's why.
Because the script says so.
There's a TV show on Sci-Fi called Aftermath. It is so horrible that I watch it just to pick it apart.
Yeah.
That's it. It has no entertainment value for me other than me sitting there going, I wish that person would die. They should be dead already. Oh, they died. Yes. Nailed it.
I found the type of the genre. It's a very sub genre of movies that I like. It is psychological thrillers.
Oh yeah, those are good.
So those movies would be Circle, The Exam, The Invitation, I think is one. There's a list of movies that are like that, and that's my shit right there.
See,
man.
okay, you would like Negan's character on The Walking Dead, this
Right.
latest episode, because he is a very good psychological bad guy.
Yeah.
He messes with people's minds more than he does anything else, and it's freaking. He's one of my favorite characters on TV.
I have not gotten caught up on Walking Dead yet.
He's a good reason to. I stopped watching.
Well, I like the guy.
Right.
I like the
Jeffrey
actor.
Dean Morgan?
Yes.
Yeah, he's good.
But I loved him in Watchmen.
Yeah.
And then I watched Supernatural when he was into Supernatural.
Right.
I fucking loved it.
Uh-huh.
And then what else was he?
He was in Grey's Anatomy.
Was he in Grey's Anatomy?
He was Denny.
Kristen?
Boom.
Who?
You can talk,
Denny?
know. You know, you don't have to just sit
Reagan's
there.
Reagan's bobbling her.
He's not my favorite person from Walking Dead. He's my favorite person from Grey's Anatomy.
Yep.
Made me so mad.
She's about to have to leave because she can't drive past 12.
Oh, I'm sorry, little girl.
I'm scared to leave. I'm calling us.
All right, love you.
Watch for the specters.
Say bye to everyone into the microphone. Say bye. Tell them.
Bye.
Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I love him. I think he's a great actor.
What it was? He was in
Bruce Wayne.
Superman.
He's
Bruce
Wayne's
Wayne's dad
father.
in the newest one. Yep.
Thomas.
Superman V.
We're never playing Mario Party.
We'll play it one of these days. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe next week.
I don't know why you're complaining.
Reagan, you're calling me? You're calling me. Are you okay?
Oh, my Mandela stuff.
You got some new ones?
Yeah. Let me find it.
Hey, do you have any Bible verses? Did we cover that last time?
No, I do want to find someone that's figured out some Bible verses that are changed, because I've seen articles on it, but I haven't read it.
Real quick, the ones that I can think of is instead of wineskins, they say bottles, which there wouldn't have been bottles.
Right.
Another one is the word stuff.
Couch has been a
Couch is another one, but stuff in place of like possessions.
That's funny.
Right. And these are like old original King James versions that people have had for years. These are people who have studied the Bible for years,
Right.
saying these words do not belong in these books.
Right.
There's no way that this could happen. And the last one is there's a passage about a sheep laying with a lion.
Oh yeah. No, I've seen this one, and now it's a wolf.
A wolf laying with a sheep, or sheep laying with a wolf.
Yeah, sheep laying.
And
with a
you
wolf.
can actually find artwork with the lion and the sheep.
Yeah.
So a lot of Bible stuff for some reason has been Mandela.
I do want to do a Mandela Part 2 sooner.
We may have
Or
to
later?
because a lot of stuff like the human anatomy apparently has changed.
Oh, the heart.
I think the Bible was Mandela as soon as King James Version came out. Because it was translation, and you don't know if that's the true translation, unless you know the Bible.
Well, people
We'll
are
see.
saying that have studied the Bible are saying that their Bible is all of a sudden different, the one
Right.
that they've been reading for years.
Right. That
But is it that they just don't remember it correctly is the other thing.
exactly.
Where's your heart at?
Left side?
It's
Apparently
right
not.
in the middle of your chest.
It's right in the middle of your chest.
That's always been on the left side.
Nope.
No, it's right in the middle.
It's always been on the left.
Nope.
It's in the middle. Whenever you go to pledge to allegiance, you put your hand in the
Over
middle.
your left side.
No, right in the middle.
That's funny.
Left.
This is funny that this conversation is y'all are arguing about this because apparently
I know
it's in
right
the
in the
middle.
middle because I took anatomy and physiology, plus I took a bunch of medical classes. And it's right in the
It's
middle.
right in the middle.
It's right here.
Always been the left.
Your heart's right
All
here.
through high school, all through growing up.
It's off center to the left, but it's
Left.
not all the way to the left. It's more like right here. Look.
Okay, here's one. Okay. Fistful of Dollars.
Okay.
Clint Eastwood movie. Main bad guy always
That's-
aims for the
that's
heart.
old.
right
I don't know
here.
that.
Right here. Boom. He centers
No,
his
when you
his
go-
shots right
and
here.
every movie that I ever saw, they hit directly in the center.
And I just watched these movies a couple weekends ago.
Clint Eastwood's on crack. It's
Did
right
you
in
watch
the middle.
Dirty Harry?
Right here. Now I watched a bunch of spaghetti westerns. Oh, it's
Yeah,
so
but
good.
also you gotta think. So there's the heart and there's the lungs. So a lot of people would shoot for the lungs too, because that's air.
Lungs are a little lower though.
Yeah.
Bitch, let me show you.
Okay, so hold on. Let me.
I'm not doubting you, but I'm saying, all growing up, heart's always been on the left side.
Apparently, they've had someone come out and come clean to the Mandela Effect.
Okay.
Are you ready for this little story?
Yeah, let's hear this.
A whistleblower scientist admitted that he was part of a team of 23 scientists that caused Mandela Effect. The man goes by the name Jeremy, and that's it.
Uh-huh.
In August 2016, on the most reliable source on the internet, 4chan.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I just want to.
Just
This
give
is
it up.
this is what people think, though. Let me read it. Oh, she's showing him the anatomy.
Hearts, lungs.
That is so different than what I grew up
Heart
knowing.
is in the middle. Lungs are to the side.
That's
of
hey,
it.
Rudy. That's what I was always taught too. That's what's weird.
And that's what's wrong with y'all here. That's why y'all drive funny and bullshit, because y'all don't even know where the organs of the body are.
I drive pretty good. It's
Yeah,
everyone else that
why are
drives
we
like
throwing?
idiots.
Why are we driving?
You live in.
No,
So?
He lives in Gainesville.
He lives in bleep.
Yeah, you're gonna have to edit that out.
Yeah.
Texas.
Edit that one out too. Or I'm gonna edit you out.
Where the-
exist.
This
Hold on, let me
Oh,
let me tell you the
God.
story.
You have a lot of editing to do
Yeah.
right there. Put in some bleeps.
I will.
Yeah. All right. Jackass.
Let me tell you the story about Mr. Jeremy on 4chan. He said that his team of 23 scientists were called the Collective.
I believe I've heard this, but keep going.
He claims to be a 20-year-old who is suffering from exposure from the equipment. He claims he would be dead by his next birthday. They say the flying fox didn't exist until... Oh, the flying fox. I'm sorry. I was reading my notes. Funny. Have you ever heard of the flying fox?
No. You sent me that text, but I was half awake, so I never responded to it, and I forgot about the next morning.
So apparently, like in Australia, there's these giant fucking bats that have a wingspan of 3 foot, but they look like a fox, sort of.
Okay.
And apparently, people are trying to claim that they didn't exist, and until last year, and then people were acting like it was a discovery, and then all of a sudden one day it was that they've always existed and that they never not existed.
Ooh, here's one. I don't know if you got this in your notes, but Publishers Clearinghouse. Who was always a spokesperson?
Ed, God damn it, what's his name?
gray-headed guy.
Johnny Carson?
I thought it was Ed McMahon.
No.
Ed
Okay,
McMahon.
okay. Right, Ed McMahon. Apparently not. Apparently
Yeah.
Ed McMahon has never had anything to do with Publishers Clearinghouse.
Yeah, I read that too.
You talk to him, you go to Publishers Clearinghouse website, he has never been a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Neither one of them claimed to have ever worked for each other or with each other.
Well,
Was that part of your notes?
No. But I did read that. I did read that, though.
Right.
So Jeremy claims the Mandela Effect started after the Earth suffered an extinction event in 2012. He hasn't said what exactly happened, but one suggests that it had to be a nuclear war. The Collective was a group of physicists that survived this war. The idea was to save the planet. They had to alter the timeline. Basically, they built a giant computer and somehow managed to go back in time to reset history. They say that the original history has left a residue. He says if you remember old history timeline, it's similar to you missing a software update. Like you haven't been updated all the way yet. Does that make sense? Because of everything. So with each update, this causes a temporal side effect. Chronic headaches, loss of breath, memory holes, or feelings of paranoia. And I don't know about
What about sleeplessness?
Maybe. Why not?
Because there was a period of time where pretty much everyone I knew was not sleeping. It was for about a week. Toward the end of last year, around I'd say mid December.
If let's go down this rabbit hole, okay?
I'm willing to.
Let's say headaches. That could be your update. Any headache, small, large.
And I can tell you right now, the past 2 years, and I'm just getting over them. I was getting chronic headaches all the time, no reason.
Loss of breath. Have you?
No loss of breath.
Okay, that one I don't have any symptoms of.
Right.
Memory holes.
I'm just attributing that to old age.
Yeah. Feelings of paranoia.
I'm always paranoid. I'm a conspiracy
But have you ever
theorist.
had okay, maybe this is just me, and maybe this is my therapy session right here talking about it. But have you ever had one of those moments where you're fine, you're cool, and then you think of death or something, and you kind of have a little panic attack?
I don't have panic
do that
attacks, but
a lot.
Do you?
Oh yeah, I cry. You just don't know it. At night, sometimes I cry because I think about it, and then I think,
Great way to make me sound like an asshole boyfriend. My girlfriend's crying.
well, you're asleep. I'll think about it, and then I'll think, once you're dead, you're gone. That's it. There is no waking up. You don't know what's going on after
Right.
that. I don't know what's going to be happening to my kids. Yeah.
So,
But they say that if you feel that way, then that means that you're not on the right level with God in a Christian world. But I think I'm pretty damn swell with God, but I'm still scared to death of death.
One thing that I can say that has reoccurred a lot lately, and I say lately within the past few months, deja vu.
I get a lot.
I
of
had that
deja
a couple of
vu.
times
Like
recently.
like real severe episodes of deja vu where I
Yeah.
know I have done something almost to, the letter, and I can sit there and go, here's what's going to happen next. Here's what's going to happen next.
But you can only do it in your head. Do you have that? Like, if you say it, you can't say it out loud. Like, you know it's coming, but you can't say it out loud. I have that issue to where I feel like I'm having deja vu, and I'm like, I know what's about to happen, but I cannot spit it out, and I have to wait until after it happens, and then I can be like, I knew that was about to happen. This is bad deja vu, but I can't call it out, like out loud. I don't know. I've had some really. Maybe I like the deja vu being a part of the Mandela Effect. Like, that's something, a temporal shift of some sort.
Yeah, because before, you'd have deja vu, and it's like a little quick little few seconds. It's like, oh, wait, was that deja vu? I'm talking
Long
periods
Yeah.
of deja vu.
Like, you'll have like a good 2 minutes of like,
Yeah.
I know you're about to come out of the bathroom. I know you just left the water running, and I'm going to tell you to go turn off the water because you forgot. Something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a few of those, and they've been really bad. Like I said, since August-ish, I guess you could say, that my episodes of Deja Vu have been really bad.
When did this Mandela stuff really kick off?
Some of the earliest videos you can find at like 2013.
13, really?
Mm-hmm. That I've been able to find.
I wonder if that's Mandela.
There you go.
Holy shit.
Because when did Mandela die? Oh, that's when it started. It was when he passed away. Because people were absolutely sure
What year did he
he'd already
die again?
died. I thought it was 13.
Where's my phone? Because this is saying that Mandela, that the Earth went extinct in 2012.
Yeah.
So it would be.
So did we find a loophole in their story if Mandela didn't start till after the Mandela?
What is going on here?
I don't
Who, on
know.
a side note, that pizza, Toby?
He died in December 2013. But maybe that's because the Mandela Effect happened. Okay, hold on. I got this. Oh, Mandela hurts so bad every time we do this. So, hear me out. 2012, the world ends. We go back in time. They have to change stuff to make things different. Mandela never dies in prison. So now he lives in this new timeline of to 2013, and it freaks people out because it's a year after the world has been reset.
Right.
And we still remember our memories from 2012 onward, and that's why it's so freaky. And that's when it really kicks off. And if the videos are coming out from around 2013, that would all make sense because the original timeline lasts from 2012 is when we ended, right?
Right. I'm trying to go through and see if I can find
Oh man, we've never sounded more like we wear tinfoil hats than right now.
anyone who talks about the Mandela Effect and doesn't know what it is. Yeah, you sound like a crazy person to that person
Oh,
because it is bizarre. But you can always find something though that makes people go, "What the fuck?"
yeah. You can. Well, okay, that's what I was about to say.
Like your heart being in the middle of your body?
That's bullshit.
That's completely true.
It's complete.
They claim that
utter
there have
nonsense.
been more than that person. I guess claims that there have been more than 12,000 changes to the timeline from small to major.
Like the heart.
Well, okay. So now, what I read about the heart being in a different spot was due to the radiation and stuff and the nuclear fallout. They had to move organs around to I don't know for whatever
Or-
fucking reason. But that's there was they had to genetically modify us.
Or what if Darwin's theory is true and we're just evolving
Slowly evolving,
and the heart's just moved?
slowly drifting over to the center of your chest.
Which, on a side note, you edit this out if you want to, but the pizza down there, you ate it right?
Mhm.
Square pizza in school.
Oh yeah, that's what it tastes like.
I ate it and I was like, motherfucker, this is that square pizza in school.
That's what it tastes like.
I should be a food enthusiast or something. Is that what it would be called?
Critic? Food critic?
No. Someone who knows a lot about food that knows, like, this tastes like this.
A porn star?
Or this tastes like the smell of this. A foreign star? A foreign star.
I said
He said porn star.
Foreign.
Foreign.
Foreign. Food.
Foreign.
Food porn star.
Food oh, foreign.
Foreign star.
I think food porn's probably a thing.
It is.
It is. But a foreign enthusiast. There you go. Foreign enthusiast.
You can edit that out too.
Nope, that says it. The power of the editing.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
I
second
know.
thing. It's Pediddle and Peduncle. No, wait, hold on.
What the fuck is she talking about?
I have
Okay,
no
wait,
idea.
hold
I'm
on.
completely
I'm
lost.
about to-
Whoa!
Here you go. I'm about
We've
to
been
tie it in.
Mandela.
I'm about to tie it in.
You're gonna have to, girl, because that was out of nowhere. Pediddle and Peduncle?
Pediddle and Peduncle. So, Pediddle is when you're driving down the road and you see the one light and you kiss your hand and touch the roof for good luck.
okay.
Thanks.
Peduncle is where
The lights.
you're driving down and you see one tail light and you kiss your hand and touch the roof for good luck.
Huh.
It's called Pediddle and Peduncle. I found it.
Pediddle and Peduncle, huh?
So,
I brought up a sore subject when I asked my sister. I said, "Hey,
oh,
how did you ever
asked her
find
about-
this out? Why did you think?" She's like, Charlie, ex-boyfriend. I was like, yeah. She's like, "You can ask him yourself if you want a better explanation." I was like, "I don't know, and I don't want to know." Supposedly, it's Alaskan.
Weird.
so what other Mandelas do you have?
Well, that's all I can think of right now. I mean,
Oh, we watched Gremlin not long ago, and it is for sure Stripe.
yeah.
Okay. Is it, maybe Spike's the second one?
We did not get to the second one. It was actually we watched at Christmas. Okay, so get this. So I pulled it down, and I pulled down like 3 Christmas movies, and Kristen was like, "Gremlins isn't a Christmas movie," and I was like, "The hell if it's not."
Yeah, it is. Kind of like Die Hard.
Yeah, that's Die Hard's a fucking Christmas movie. I don't care what you say. It can be enjoyed at any time, unlike some Christmas movies, but it is a Christmas movie.
Exactly. It is a Christmas movie. Lord of the Rings in our house is a Christmas movie.
Isn't
Well,
Home,
then E.T. can be one.
Home Alone's a Christmas movie, right?
Doesn't
Yeah.
E.T. have a Christmas tree in it? No, maybe not.
Fuck it, E.T.'s a Christmas movie too. Why not?
Maybe
Sure.
Mandela. I
You're
don't
a
know.
Christmas
No,
movie.
no.
You're a Christmas movie.
E.T.'s a Halloween movie.
Ah, yeah, because they.
Oh, yeah.
Dress up for Halloween.
You're good. You're good.
I'm trying to find. I
Not good
know.
enough to know the heart's in the middle of the body, but that's okay.
I want somebody out there to get a hold of me on Twitter and be like, "Dude, I know you're right. I know it's always been on the left."
It's only because people, when
Give
they pledge to
give your
allegiance,
Twitter
they,
handle so they can
when you-
specifically
they put
call
their
you out
hand,
on
they
that.
put it
Hell,
over-
I don't know what it is. I don't even know my own Twitter handle. To be honest
It's
with you.
at Mort
Mort Soulfire.
Is it Mort?
underscore Soulfly.
Is that what it is on Twitter?
Soulfire.
Soulfire.
Soulfly. What the
Soulfly.
fuck?
Rudy, you fly.
You fly, brother. Soulfly,
Apparently.
brother.
Soulfly. I'm gonna change it to Soulfly.
Please change your name to Rudy the Soulfly.
The
And that's gonna be
Soulfly.
everybody's gonna be Mandela. I know that I was tweeting him at
It
Soulfire.
is at Mort underscore Soulfire.
Underscore. It's so glorious.
I've been hanging around Toby too long. I can't enunciate words.
Yeah. Go listen to the Day 12 Pass episode and hear me get fucking raped and butchered on that. Jesus.
That
I'm
glorious.
still licking my wounds over here.
That I just did that glorious thing, but it's funny because who was it? Was it who went? Who do we know that went to NXT also? Who'd you say that guy's name
Oh,
was?
Justin?
Justin Ruff. So he said that on one of his tweets, did you see it? He said that the glorious song at wrestling was just like people singing the Tom Petty song, I think it was.
I didn't see that tweet.
But it was funny because if you think about it, how many people, that whole thing lit up and everybody was singing it.
Yeah. We went to an NXT live event not
But
too
they
long
sing
ago.
this glorious, this Bobby Roode guy has this glorious thing, this glorious entrance song, and like everyone sings it, and it's the greatest, and it's so, and it, Oh,
He's
it's
so
good.
fucking goofy. Oh my god. It was, if you have never been to a wrestling live event, even if you're not a wrestling fan, I think you could enjoy it because it was that fun and just entertaining. I wouldn't go to like the tapings, like to the SmackDown and Raws or anything like that, but I would definitely go to the house shows because that was a lot of fun.
I don't know. I'd go to taping.
Don't take your kids.
At least not my kid. No, that one kid that was younger than Gib was still alive and awake and freaking going nuts back there
Gibson
and
was
loved
so
it.
excited to see his favorite wrestler, who was Nakamura, and was out cold by the
There was
very...
like a 4-year-old that was like on the next section of us, and this 4-year-old was like up and at it going, get him! Get him! And I'm like going...
Yeah,
what the
Gibbs
fuck?
laying on
My
us.
child's snoring during the whole thing, and I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous.
He told me today, I was like, man, you missed everything at NXT. He goes, I heard Samoa Joe's music.
Yeah, and then I was like, yeah, you slept through all of it, and he goes, yeah, it was a good sleep.
he kind of burnt us a couple times today.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Told me I never got him nothing. I'm not a good parent, and that you don't get me everything I want, and that I'm not a good parent. He just doesn't get anything from me. And I'm like, I bought you a $40 seat to sleep through last night while freaking Shinsuke Nakamura came out, and freaking Asuka and Samoa Joe. Like, literally, I bought you $40 worth of chair to sleep in while your favorite wrestlers all came out. I think that is definition of amazing parent.
He's very interested in... which it's a weird topic for me to try to talk to him about, but he's been asking me a lot about like God and death and stuff, and I don't have normal typical beliefs, so I let him. I try to help him with what I do know about Christianity and stuff.
Right.
Not that I'm like an atheist or anything, but I have a specific belief that isn't.
But unfortunately, I think he probably asked this question because he has a very good memory, first off. And, like, there's been, 2 major deaths on my side that he's been through.
Plus the cat.
And one...
Oh, yeah, the cat recently.
And the cat
too.
recently passed away. And, like, whenever my mom passed away, since I wanted to be there, I was there, and so was he.
Right.
Until they wheeled her out.
Well,
and he was like, where's Nana going? And I'm like, she's going to, heaven. And he was like, oh, okay. Well, and that was, it was a big step for me, but I've always believed in, I don't know, that's the best way for him to learn.
So today he told me, he goes, yeah, I can't wait to go to heaven. Michael Jackson's gonna be my new dad.
That's
and I was
what
like,
he said.
Oh my God.
I was like, what do you mean? What about me? And he
Toby
was like,
became chump change.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, what about me? And he goes, I probably won't even find you in heaven, is what he said. And I was like, what? I've been the one that's been helping you like learn this kind of stuff, and now you're shooing me off so you can go hang out with Michael Jackson.
I seriously doubt you find him in heaven. A little smart ass telling
Which
me to
is
get out
really
the house when I walk
weird.
in this morning.
Yeah.
Because remember when we were talking about like conspiracies of like weird things, how there is that video of the girl in Mexico who said that she died and went to hell, and Michael Jackson was down there, or not Michael Jackson. Everybody was doing the moonwalk backwards in hell like Michael Jackson does.
I don't remember this.
I kind of remember that.
It was
yeah.
I think it was 2 days, or the girl was asleep for maybe 48 hours, something. What she did was she challenged, this is the way that it is. It's actually like a documentary you can watch on YouTube. But she challenges God, and she's like, I want to know if God's real or not. And so then when she came to her house one day, there happened to be 2 men standing outside, and they were angels in disguise, and said, at this certain day and this certain time, you're going to go into a deep sleep. And do not tell your family, do not tell anybody around you, but this is what's going to happen. And she was really worried and everything, because she was like, she didn't understand, but she had been asking and praying to God for him to prove that he was real, and why me? Why would he sacrifice his sins to me, or sacrifice his life for my sins? And so then she ends up going to this deep sleep, and she says that she remembers like the smell of burning flesh, and then she remembers that everybody down there was like in chains, and she was like, why are all these people here? And she's like, they're crying, why don't you forgive them? And he's like, I gave them a chance to be forgiven, and they were not forgiven, and they did not repent of their sins, and they can't be saved. That's it. This is their punishment. And so then she said that she saw like demons going across the floors of hell, and how they were doing it was almost like the backwards moonwalk of Michael Jackson, is what she described it as. So it's kind of weird that here it is, Gibson's going, yeah, when I go to heaven, Michael Jackson's going to be my dad, but then this little girl from Mexico is like, they were all doing the backwards Michael Jackson demon walk.
They're all doing the moonwalk. The demons were.
Yeah, see, I don't remember hearing anything like that.
It was along the lines. Oh well, see, whenever we did the airport where, what is it? The Denver airport, like
throwback. Go listen to that episode too.
There we go.
Yeah, so like I have. That's whenever I pulled up that list from the blog that I used to have, from I think it was Blogger or whatever. Huh. But I had written down a long time ago about like the Illuminati, how they were saying that people were selling their souls, like rap artists are selling their souls, and that's why a couple of the rap artists are no longer doing rap, because they said that they weren't going to sell their souls. Like Beyonce and Jay-Z were the top two that have sold their souls to the devil. And then there was the Denver airport, and then there was that documentary about the girl who had went into the deep sleep and she was dead, and
weird.
Then she came back to tell everybody, and God pretty much in that documentary, he comes back and he says, now you go and you tell people what you saw here, because I'm sending you to let them know this is what goes on down here, and that they need to repent from their sins.
Spooky.
Speaking
You've
of
never
Illuminati,
watched that documentary?
No.
When are we ever going to
Jeez.
talk about those guys?
The Illuminati?
Yeah.
I feel like our show, how we've been picking stuff, it's slowly building.
Yeah, and we haven't. And someone mentioned on the on Twitter that we should talk about the tablets too.
The Georgia Guidestones.
Georgia Guidestones.
I want to talk about that.
About how it
too.
says
I'm
that
gonna
the
have to
world
look
is
the Georgia
better
Guidestones.
Oh,
served.
you've never heard of that one? Ooh,
Well, on
you're
the
gonna-
tablets,
you-
supposedly it says that the world is better ran with 250,000 people or less, and that's why they're trying to figure out ways
Yeah.
of killing it off.
So I feel like our podcast is slowly building up. Now, I've selected...
That's on my blogger thing too. It's a Guidestone.
So how I've been
Look those
selecting
guys up.
episodes is like do a couple of fun ones, but then do something that sprinkles in that's connected to something else. And so far we've hit a couple of things that are interconnected, because a lot of conspiracies are connected.
Well, the Denver airport could be in ties to the Guidestones, especially if you think about the underground concentration camp of the Denver airport, where they have the water sprinklers, which aren't really water sprinklers, they're the gas chambers.
Oh yeah, the gas
So
lines.
Yeah.
that's a
Yes,
way
if-
of getting rid
If that's
of.
what you believe.
That's the way of getting rid of like people to lower the population, and then you also have like
I think we'll get to the
there's
Illuminati, the New
supposedly
World
a
Order.
lot of different concentration camps around the world that nobody knows about.
Probably.
Walmarts are supposed to be.
Yeah.
There's a conspiracy theory that Walmarts can be easily converted to concentration camps if needed.
Right. Big open structures.
Yep.
Yep.
The place that you have to pay, give all your money to will become your prison one day.
So pretty much it would be.
It pretty much is your
Well,
prison.
maybe Home
Yeah.
Depot is. You don't know.
Well,
They're like set up for it. That's
your Home Depot that you work in used to be an old Walmart, so
Boomskis.
boomskis. I like it.
not all of them are though.
No, but that particular one, yeah.
Ours is small compared
If
to
I
everyone
get killed in
else,
that
though.
Home Depot, I'm gonna blame it on some old historic,
Blame it on the ghosts that linger. in
like
our-
old history fanatic from Gainesville, since they
That's
want to
true.
keep the history alive all the time.
But yeah, I do. Now I was maybe this is probably a better conversation off microphone instead of planning fucking episodes on an episode. But I was thinking about doing Georgia Guidestones and then the what were those manuscripts?
Manuscripts. In relation to what?
They
Was that not the Georgia Guidestones?
No. Georgia Guidestones is one thing. There's manuscripts that have not been translated. That have like pictures of really weird flowers.
Oh,
and stuff.
yeah, you told. Yeah.
I figured we could do.
Oh God, it's Italian, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I was gonna see if there's any connection to something like that.
See, that one would be kind of difficult to do because no one's been able to translate that book for us to be able to speculate as to really. I don't see us being able to pull a full episode into it unless we talk about other strange books.
Well, see, and that's what I was going to see if maybe we could tie that into the Georgia Guidestones, just because we understand the Georgia Guidestones if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've looked into it.
It's pretty clear. Oh yeah, I need to look those up because
it's
she,
man-made. It's man-made and it's been made within the last like 80 years.
When she said something about the population being at like 250,000, it clicked. I have in passing read about them, but I don't know the full extent of what is said on them.
We can do an episode. Like I said, I feel like we're slowly building up to Illuminati, New World Order. That's why we haven't touched
Black,
on
MK Ultra. I'd love to cover those too.
We haven't touched on the reptilians, even though we bring it up so much.
Right.
I feel like we need to get some of the stuff out there. That way
we really need Tyler here for that because, man, pretty sure
we can't do an episode. We can't do the reptilians without Tyler in the room. But anyways, this is going kind of long.
Awesome.
Kristen just walked away, so let's stall until she gets back.
I looked up Mandela. I looked up Gremlins. The first one is Stripe, like you said. So I thought, okay, maybe Spike's in the second one. Because they do have a mohawked
right
character in that one. Nope, it's fucking Mohawk.
Really?
It's not Spike.
So we couldn't even get...
I couldn't even logic Spike into the second one because now, according to IMDb, they called him Mohawk. They didn't call him Spike.
God, I'm with you though. I remember
Spike in one of those movies. So Mandela, I'm done with you. I'm done with you.
Everyone, send us if you find more Mandela stuff. We love hearing it.
Right.
Send it to us at Secret Transpod on Twitter.
Absolutely.
Email us secrettransmission@hotmail.com. We have a Facebook. Tyler runs that. Go like or subscribe or whatever you do on there.
Right.
We're on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Satchel.
Who? What's
Satchel? It's a podcast app.
Oh Lord,
So-
I didn't even know that.
iTunes, all that good stuff. Tell your friends, tell your family, and tell them to follow us.
So we're copywriting a T-shirt now. So instead of "Get Behind Me, Devil," it's gonna be "Get Behind Me, Mandela."
Oh,
And
please.
that's
you know
gonna,
what? We need to just
please, Mandela, get behind me.
we just need to make a shirt that says #Mandela Effect.
How about just get a shirt that says Mandela, quit fucking with my past, please.
Well, I don't know if you could wear that to.
I would.
Okay.
like Mandela. You're gonna get a shirt that says Mandela. What?
Quit fucking with my past.
Fucking with my past, Mandela.
All right. Well, do we want to wrap this up since it went a little longer than
Sure.
normal?
I'm calling it.
Good night.
Adios,
night.
muchachos.
Hearts on the left.
Hearts in the middle. Lungs surround it.
Hearts on the left.
They do.
Hearts on the left.
You've been hit by. You've been struck by.
Mandela.
Ooh! That's how it ends.
You have just listened to After Dark with the Secret Transmission Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter @SecretTranspod. Make sure you like our Facebook page. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our show is available on Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, and the Satchel app. Our show is also available on the podcastradionetwork.net every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Come join us as we try to explain the unexplainable.
Hey guys, it's Toby. Just wanted to pop in here real quick and let you know that if you wanted to help support the show, you can go to tpublic.com/secrettransmission and order one of our shirts. We get a little kickback from each item that's sold. So please go browse. There's a bunch of different t-shirts, a bunch of different styles, and a bunch of different colors. So go to tpublic.com/secrettransmission and help support the show. Thank you.